All right, so it is Wednesday, August 2nd, so it's our team call today. And today we're going to talk about really how to use the business activity tracker. Actually, I'm going to shut this, it's really bright. Business activity tracker to run your business. Because I think that's something that a lot of people, as new coaches, I think a lot of coaches struggle with. What should I do during the day? Like what tasks should I really be focusing on? I think that a lot of coaches too sometimes get stuck in, they get on social media and now they're kind of doing everything except their business. So they're scrolling through things, they're kind of going through and just kind of getting unfocused. So the business activity tracker, I will be honest, I didn't use it for a while. I created my own tracker for a little bit and I was doing all these different things. But what I do like now that Beachbody has really given us a great guide to follow when it comes to it. So I'm going to break it down, really how to use it, why to use it, all these different things. One thing I will say is a few things first when it comes to your power hours. The first thing that I would say is when you sit down to work on your business, a couple of things to keep in mind. First, have enough time. What I love about the business activity tracker is that I have to actually sit down and go actually put pen and paper out, get focused and do it. So the first thing I would say is when you are doing your power hour, make sure that you carve out time where you are able to be focused and where it's quiet, or where you can just lay out, get your business activity tracker out, get a pen, get a highlighter, get on your phone, get on your iPad, get on your computer, and just really be focused. Another thing I would say is try to eliminate as many distractions that you might have. So what I do is when I get on, when I start doing my power hour, I actually just put my phone on airplane mode. So I don't have any distractions. I don't open up anything else. So there's no emails opened up. There's nothing else open. So that way I don't get tempted to respond to a text or get tempted to respond to a notification or anything like that. So that's something I would say is what's really been helpful for me. And then Cheryl shared a personal development podcast with Melanie Mitro last night that I listened to. And she talks about eliminating the distractions around you so you don't get caught. Because what I do love about the business activity tracker is that if you literally just sit down and just go through each one, you can get everything done within an hour. So for a lot of us, we can get everything done with our business in an hour or less if you just sit down and get really focused. So I'll kind of share with that a little bit with you guys, but that's something to think about. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about, I have a little bit of notes. So what is a business activity tracker? It's literally just a document that you can use to track all of the vital behaviors for your business. Every top coach, every successful coach, every coach who's at the rank that you want to be at or who's making the amount of money that you want to eventually make with this business, one thing that really sets them apart is that they're running their business like a business and they're following the vital behaviors and they're doing it every single day. They're not doing it when they feel like it. They're not doing it when it's convenient. They just figure out a way to make it done or to get it done. And there's a very simple system to follow. And I think a lot of coaches overcomplicate coaching, or they do things that don't really make sense, or they do things a little bit out of order. So the business activity tracker gives you exact instructions of what you should be focusing on every single day. And if you can just print out the business activity tracker and go through each day and go through each one, you're going to see your business change. Sometimes you may not see the immediate results in terms of your income changing or your rank changing, but I personally can see from my own experience and from, especially with Shaylin, seeing her confidence increase on the vital behaviors, because she knows she at least has to speak to 3 people. She at least has to add, 3 people to her network. She at least has to do these things. And the cool thing is, she said, as she got to the end of the week, she really kicked it up a notch because she could see that she wasn't really, she may not have had all of her boxes checked off. So she really wanted to end the week on a strong note. So it really does give you just the confidence, and it gives you more of a structured approach to running your business. And I think a lot of coaches that I talk to that struggle is that they don't know how to, they're like, I need to get organized. I need to get organized with my business. Well, pick an hour out of your day, print out the business activity tracker, sit down, and just go through everything on that list, and you will be organized and you will have momentum in your business. So, why is it also important too is because one of your goals should every single month should be to hit Success Club. The business activity tracker, if you do it consistently every single day, every single week, you will probably be able to hit Success Club because you're doing all the things necessary. A lot of it, when it comes to Success Club, a lot of it's just a numbers game. The more people that you speak to, the more people you invite, the more people you connect with, means the better the chances of you hitting Success Club. So this is also a great way, because if you do everything on this list, you will have spoken to at least 20 people. You've at least, started new conversations. You've at least added 20 new people to your network. You've at least done these things. And a lot of it is a numbers game. And I find that a lot of coaches, the reason why they're not where they want to be in their business, even if they're doing all the right things, it's because they're not talking to enough people. And you're only talking to a small amount of people per week. And if that person goes MIA, if that person can't join your challenge group this month for whatever reason, or that person says no, well, then you're like out because you only talked to 3 people that week. And then you're saying this business isn't working. Well, it's just you haven't talked to enough people. And that's really what's going to determine your ability to be successful in hitting Success Club. It's all a numbers game. So think of it that way. If you're like, I'm so close to hitting Success Club, and you get to the end of the month and you're sitting at 4 points, well, the reality is, it's like if you probably would have spoken to a few more people at the beginning of the month, you probably would be at Success Club 6, 8, 10, just by increasing your numbers. So the BAT can also help you if you're struggling with talking to more people. It'll help you to just stay on track with that, because these are your non-negotiables. This is like your business activity tracker is like your job requirements. Think of it that way. So when you're at a job and you have like a mid-year review, what do? They sit you down and they judge you, or they base you off of your metrics. They base your bonus. They base your your promotion off of the work you've done. It's the same thing with coaching. The only thing is, you're the one who promotes yourself, and you're the one who dictates how much bonuses you get. And if you want a promotion and you want more bonuses and more income and you want a raise, then do your business activity tracker, get that down, and then take it up a notch again and do more than that. Go above and beyond. If you want more, then go above and beyond. So that's what I really like about this. And it gives you an idea to say, I'm really struggling in this area, or I'm really, killing it in this, and this. But when it comes to recognizing people, I don't do that enough. Or when it comes to talking to people about coaching, I don't do that enough. So those are certain things to think about. So where to find it? I'm going to go ahead and share my screen real quick with you guys to show you guys where to find the business activity tracker. So you're going to go into your back office, and you're going to go under the training tab. When you go into the training tab, from there, you're going to go to training library, and it's going to be the first thing that pops up. Business tracking. So there's actually 4 different trackers that they have. They have the business activity tracker, which we're going to go over. They also have a coach follow-up tracker, which is really great. So when you sign up new coaches, you can actually have a tracker where you can keep track of your coaches for the first couple of months. So it's a 4-month plan to make sure that you are staying connected with your coaches, because the first 3 to 4 months with a coach is so important. So this is a great way to help you to make sure that you are making sure coaches are drinking Shakeology every day, that they are part of the Coach Basics group. You also have all the links here that you may need to share with them there. There's also a customer follow-up tracker, which I really like, and you can print this out, and it's the same thing. So you put their name here. You can put when they order their Shakeology, so you can put that date there. You can make a note of when their order shipped. Within 24 hours after it's arrived, check in with them again and say, hey, like once it's shipped, say, hey, your Shakeology has shipped. I'll be there soon to help get you started. Here's a link of some of my favorite recipes. Just make a little check mark there that you talked to them there. Then, once you go into the back office, see their order has been delivered, then you can go and send them another message. Hey, it looks like your Shakeology's arrived. Do you have any questions or anything that I can help you with? Okay, great. Then the first week of them trying it, talk to them. How do you like Shakeology? What's going on? Second week, check up with them. How are you feeling? Maybe you send them some more information. The week before their first Shakeology reorder, check in with them. Hey, your Shakeology is going to ship again in a week. Do you want to stay with that flavor? Do you have any questions? Just being aware of that. Oh, one thing that you may think about, you might be interested in trying becoming a coach, because you can actually save money. So between now and the next week, if you sign up to be a coach, we'll make sure that you'll get your discount on Shakeology. Then, the second Shakeology order, ask them how it's going. Then the third, again, it's like a 4-month plan. And then you can just kind of keep checking in with her and sending her information there. So there's that. And then I won't talk much about the last one because it's the leader roadmap. This is basically for coaches who are really at Emerald and they are now really pushing for Diamond. This is one, and I'll probably do a call with any coaches who want to learn how to use it. I'm using it. It just helps me to stay a little bit organized with the team. So there's a lot of different things you can do to track your business, but today we're going to talk about the business activity tracker. So this is what your business activity tracker looks like, okay? So as you can see here, the business activity tracker, it starts on, we have some chat questions real quick, guys. Let me check real quick. Perfect. So the business activity tracker, we actually start it on Thursday because that's how our business weeks work. So we get paid every Thursday. So that's like every Thursday is like the beginning of the week. So go ahead and, just start preparing to do it on every Thursday, and it wraps up every Wednesday, which is also kind of cool because that also ends with our team calls on Wednesdays. So, okay. So there's that. Today's Wednesday. I forgot what day it was. So this is what it looks like. It's a very simple tracker. It has here, you put your name there, put which week that it is, date sent to my coach. That's where you can, just mark that you've sent it to your sponsor coach or your upline coach. I would highly recommend that you either do daily screenshots of your BAT, or at the end of the week, you just send them a screenshot of what you've done for the week so that we can have a better idea of what's going on in your business. Also, on the right-hand side, you have our vital behaviors. And our vital behaviors, again, you guys, this is the roadmap of being successful in your business. Being proof the product works, which means drinking your Shakeology and doing your Beachbody program every single day and talking about it and sharing it on social media. Inviting people to learn more about your challenge group, your free group, the coaching opportunity, Shakeology, a fitness program, the performance line, the ultimate reset, the 3-day refresh, like just talking to people and inviting them to check out or try something. Then there's recognize. That could be recognizing your own success with a Transformation Tuesday, recognizing your coaches, your customers, your challengers, recognizing a fellow, team member, a family member who's, really changing their life, even a stranger. Just recognizing people for just doing a job well done, for them just committing to a healthy lifestyle. And then you can't ever forget your personal development. So the cool thing about Beachbody coaching and what I love about what we do is that the first part is the most important part of this business is really focusing on yourself. And that's making sure that you drink your Shakeology. So that's what this means. This little sign, that's a Shakeology symbol. And this is a heart with like a little monitor. That means that you've worked out. Actually, you can't really see. Hold on, let me get my little pointer out so you can see what I'm talking about. So you're going to have, your Shakeology here. So every time you drink Shakeology, you check that off. Every time you work out with the Beachbody program, check that off, okay? So you may do other workouts, but for this situation, make sure that you're checking off when you're doing Beachbody programs. And then this is important because you're getting healthier, you're getting results, your fitness, your health, your body is changing. People will join Beachbody and will join your challenge group when they see your results. If they don't see that you're walking the walk and talking the talk, if they don't see that you're drinking your Shakeology, that you're sharing your workouts, that you're sharing what you're doing, they're going to be skeptical. Because there are a lot of companies out there that tell you to join, to do this, drink this shake, do this, do that, and they don't check on you at all once you've submitted or once you've made a purchase. But if you are doing your Shakeology and you're, doing your workouts and getting all these things, they're going to see that you're really about this business and you're really about your own transformation as well. The second part of building yourself goes to personal development. Now, I personally separate my spiritual development from my personal development. And if you guys were on the call with Kanisha on Monday, she talks about it, that network marketing is a skill. We are in a network marketing business, which means that there are certain skills, there are certain mindsets, there are certain habits, there are certain values that you need to work on. And your spiritual side, whether it's reading the Bible or meditating or praying or journaling, in my opinion, that's separate. I think that feeds one part of you, but the personal development side really feeds building up skills to be a better entrepreneur, coach, leader, communicator, social media marketer, all these things. So, changing your mindset, changing your soft skills, your communication, leadership, team building, beliefs, self-limiting beliefs, all those different things. So I would highly recommend, think about what you're struggling with personally. Okay. And beyond your spiritual development, because I do believe that's really important as well. But beyond that, also make sure that you are paying attention. Sorry, I just want to close this. That you are paying attention to other things as well in your own business, because they are different. And I found that once I started to separate the two, I saw bigger results and bigger shifts in my business because of that. Okay, so it can be a podcast, it can be a book, it can be an audio book, it can be a video you find on YouTube, it can be your national wake-up call. So every Monday, you already have personal development built in. You can listen to past national wake-up calls. I went through a month where every single day I listened to a past wake-up call. I love listening to Melanie Mitro's stuff. She has a podcast now. She has videos, Business Tip Tuesday. I listen to her every Tuesday. I listen to her podcast. I listen to Chalene Johnson's podcast. There are a lot of great stuff. Darren Hardy has some great podcasts and videos. Just figure out some things that you can use and go through it that way. So that's kind of the most important thing. I think if you're a brand new coach or you're a coach who's kind of still struggling to get people to connect with you, chances are either you're not being proof the product works or you have some mindset stuff that's causing you to really be successful in the other areas of the business. So if you're really struggling with that, then the first thing you should focus on is building yourself. Okay? Once you go beyond building yourself, then it goes into building your business. So we're going to break through and run through each one of these things. At the end of this, I will actually show you guys or talk a little bit more about how I go about and how I run my business through the business activity tracker. So the first thing you want to do is add 3 new people to your social media networks. It doesn't matter which network you are on. It can be Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, your blog, YouTube, Google+, Snapchat. I don't know if there are any more. Those are kind of like the big ones. But as long as you're adding new people, and those can be people that follow you, like new followers that you gain, or it could be people that you proactively go out and seek, whether you just start following new people, or whether it is that you friend a mutual friend of yours, or you find someone in a group that you're a part of, or whatever. Here's the thing though, okay, I'm going to skip one really quickly. So when you add people, you should be adding at least 3 people a day. I already explained why that's important. It's important because to be successful in network marketing, it's a numbers game. And if you're only talking to 1 person or 2 people a week, and those people say no or go MIA, then your business is stuck. You stop. You have nothing else to do. You have no one else to invite. You have no one else to follow up with because you didn't do that. So that's why, number 1, adding 3 people minimum to your business a day will allow you to be able to have conversations and build relationships with people, to invite them and to start to build your business. I'm going to skip one here because this is what I do. If I get a new follower on Instagram, I go to their page, and if it's a public page, I check out who they are. I check out what they're all about. And if I see like they're a person I really want to connect with, I will send them a message. Very simple. Hey, thanks so much for the follow. Thanks so much for the follow. I see that you're on your journey right now of weight loss, or I can see that you're really into cooking healthy. So am I. Like, I'd love to know a little bit more about your journey. Like, what led you to get started getting healthy and fit? And from there, I have crossed off two things. I've added someone to my network, and I've started a new conversation with that person. So right then and there, you can get that done. And then from there, the next day, I'll follow up with that person. And, if I think that they'll be a good fit and I'm building a relationship with them, then I can invite them to a challenge group. So if you add 3 people a day, over the course of the week, you'll be able to follow up with them, add them to your challenge group, talk to them about coaching, be able to recognize them. But it all starts with adding people. If you're not adding at least 3 people a day, then you can't really do anything else. And literally what I do is I print out the BAT and I sit down and say, okay, step 1, add 3 people. So I go to Instagram, I go to Facebook, I go to Twitter, I go to all my social stuff. And then what I do is once I've added someone, you probably can't see this, so I'll show you in a second. But I'm going to stop sharing for a second. Once I add someone, then what I do, so I click that I've added them, and I flip it over, and I write their name down. And I write down, this is backwards, you can't see it, but I'll write down that I've added them. When I put a check mark next to their name, that means that I started a new conversation with them as well. So that's something too. You can use the BAT, you can print it out, and then just flip it over and take notes on what you talk about. So goals. So these are all the people I talked about today or this week. So this, if the back of your BAT doesn't look like this, and you're not talking to enough people, okay? That means you're not talking to enough people. Every week you should be talking to a good chunk of people, whether they're new people, following up with people, invites, or whatever the case may be, okay? So that's how that works. Then you want to make sure that you are starting conversations. The conversations don't have to be about fitness or Beachbody or anything like that. Today, JJ started a conversation with a person on their blog. Someone followed her. She goes, hey, I see that you have a blog. I'm actually thinking about creating a blog. I'd love to, love to learn more about that process. Nothing to do with fitness or wellness. It's just her building our relationships. One thing that I write on top of my business activity tracker is focus on the relationships, to remind myself that this isn't about connecting with you to immediately ask you to join my challenge group or ask you to join coaching. It's to build relationships because I want to make sure I know who you are and what's going on with you. And so the conversation can be a day. It could be, you could be talking to this person for weeks or months or sometimes years. So that's another reason why it's important for you to add people to your network every single day, because some people you're going to meet right away and you're going to just hit it off and they're going to be a perfect fit for your upcoming challenge group. Some people, you're going to take some time to figure out what their challenges are, what their needs are, what are they struggling with, and understand how you can really help them. Some people you're going to realize, actually, I think you'd be a really good coach the more that I'm talking to you and the more that I'm seeing you post. But, if you don't really know them and you ask them about coaching or a challenge group, you may just kind of turn them off a little bit. So that's important there. Then you want to go through and invite people to your next challenge group. And that's something too. Go back to your list. And, when you start talking those conversations, when you start asking about, their goals and their needs, now you're getting into the invite process. Because now you're shifting gears on how can I help you reach this goal? How can I help you push past what's going on in your current situation? Again, don't rush this process. Okay? When you do the invite, once you realize after building a relationship and starting a conversation with them, and once you realize that this could actually help them, that's when you say, hey, I don't know if you'd be interested, but I have a challenge group starting on August 7th. Based off what we talked about, based off your goals, I really think this is exactly what you need to push past your struggles with being consistent with your clean eating. Okay? I invited them to a challenge group. I reference how we've been talking for a while. I tell them why I think they should join the challenge group. They should join the challenge group because over the past few days, you've talked about how you've been struggling with being consistent with clean eating. The solution is the challenge group. The challenge group is the solution because you're going to be checking in daily with your meals. So that way you have a support and accountability system to eating clean. Also, as a part of my challenge group, you'll get a 30-day supply of Shakeology, which is going to help you to stay on track with your clean eating because Shakeology is an amazing meal replacement shake. So one meal a day is going to be a clean, healthy meal. It's going to help curb cravings. And it's a very easy way to get healthier meals in. And then number 3, I know you mentioned weight loss. We also have a fitness component as well. So you're going to get a fitness program. With these 3 things of the Shakeology, with the consistency or the accountability to tracking your meals and having a structured program, plus the support that I'm going to give you as your coach and with other people in the group, I bet we can get you great results and you will no longer say that you struggle with consistency. How is that different than you reaching out to someone after talking with them for 20 minutes and saying, hey, I really love your page. It's great. You talk to them like, and you should join my challenge group because it's really great. And you're going to drink Shakeology. You're going to work out and you shift shop. You're going to do this. You're going to do that. Do you see the difference where people are like, you don't even know me. You don't even know what's going on in my life. You don't understand what I'm going through. You don't understand what I've been through to get to this point. When you slow it down and really talk to them about how the challenge group will help them, and less about the products, less about whatever, but say, this will help you because it makes people excited because they now feel there's a real solution and you're not just trying to sell them on something because that's not what this is about. We are not that company. We are coaches. We are not distributors. We are not reps. We are not salespeople. We are coaches. And if someone's going to make the investment of a challenge pack to join your challenge group, then we have to make sure that we're doing our part to ensure they're going to have the best success. And we can't ensure they're going to have success if we don't know what they need. So think about that as you're inviting people and going straight for the jugular. Instead, slow it down. Because if you're inviting or if you're adding enough people per day, then you don't feel the need to feel desperate to get someone to join your challenge group because you already know that you've already invited a bunch of people and added a bunch of people today, and you already know tomorrow you're going to add more people. So you're not putting all your eggs in this one person's basket because you're already confident that tomorrow during my power hour, I'm going to get 3 new people at least. So if anything, adding the 3 new people is going to make you feel a lot more confident and comfortable and not as like stressed out about hitting numbers or hitting Success Club if you start with that first. Then you just want to go through and follow up with people. Cheryl had a good question and she said, how do you follow up or what's kind of your focus on that? I typically will follow up with people if I invite them to a challenge group, get them through the 5-step invite process, and they stop around step 4 where they like won't purchase or they just go MIA. I'll check in with them maybe in a day or 2. Then again, maybe another 2 days. Over a course of a week, I'll probably follow up with them 3 times. If I don't hear from them after that week, then I just move on. Because yet again, I am inviting and adding more people to my network every single day. So that one person who goes MIA doesn't negatively affect my business because I have more people in the pipeline. When we get all frustrated because no one's following up with us or answering us, chances are you're not adding enough people. Because if that one person not responding to you is creating that much of an issue and a holdup in your business, you're not inviting enough people. You're not talking to enough people, period. I don't stress it because I have a list of over 20 people that I've talked to. So one person saying no or going MIA is not going to negatively affect my business because I have a pipeline of people that I can help. Then what I will do is maybe, I will still keep liking their stuff, connecting with them, commenting on their post or whatever. It's no hard feelings. Maybe they're embarrassed because they can't afford it. Or maybe fear set in. and they freaked out, like, I don't know if I can do this. I'm nervous. I'm afraid that it's going to fail. I'm afraid I'm going to waste my money. And they freak themselves out. And that's why they're not talking to you, because they don't want to let you down. They feel like they've wasted your time. They feel like they've, whatever. And so if you just are talking to enough people, then what I do is maybe 2 weeks from now say, hey, you know what? My challenge group already started in August. So, unfortunately, that group is closed. But I do want to let you know that I have another group starting soon. And when that group is open, I'll check in with you then and see if you're ready there. And we can maybe, pick up where we left off about the challenge group. And when they hear that, they're like, okay, I have a few more weeks to kind of really figure out what I'm going through. I have a few more weeks to kind of like think through this process, maybe figure out my money situation. They no longer feel animosity, or they don't feel weird around you. And now it's like a good relationship again. And then again, it gets close, and then I will invite them. I'll create a Facebook event. I'll say, hey, here's our next group. If you want in, just you know what to do. Just say yes, let's pick up where we left off. And because I've taken notes, I know what their goals are. So I can go back and say, hey, last month your goal was to lose 20 pounds. Where are you? How's that working? And 9 times out of 10, you know what they say? I'm worse than when I talked to you before. Now I need to lose 30 pounds because I've gained 10 pounds this month. Or my eating is horrible. Or I just got a bad report from the doctor, or whatever. And then when they're ready, but the thing is, you have to make sure that when someone says no, or when someone goes MIA, if you stop talking to them and be like, okay, deuces, you've just proved to them that the only reason that you talked to them was to get a sale from them. And now they don't trust you, and they're not going to want to work with you. They're going to want to work with that coach that stays connected with them, even though they didn't buy, or even though they kind of dropped the ball. You can always put them in your free accountability group. You can always send them resources. Like, I have people who've told me no many times, and I will see an article or I'll see a video that I think they would really enjoy, and so I'll just send it to them. Like, hey, I thought about you and I read this. Do you know how much value you add to that person's life, that you're still willing to help them even though they told you no? Because at the end of the day, if you're talking to enough people, you're inviting enough people, that's just you being a good, decent person and being the person that you said you wanted to be when you became a coach. In life, God honors that. It rewards you for you being a good, decent person. And you'll, not only will that person come back to you when they're ready, they'll say, oh, and my mom and my sister want to join. So by you saying, you know what, you're not responding to me, whatever, you could just miss out on hitting Success Club right there for 3 people who want to buy a challenge pack and join your challenge group, because you're like, you said no to me last month and I just moved on. Don't allow that to keep you stuck in your business. And if you're talking to enough people, then it will never create any type of discord in your business. It will keep moving forward. But it goes back to step 1 of adding 3 new people daily to your business, to your network. Talking to people about coaching. You guys, I will be the first to admit, I used to have this big fear about asking people to be a coach. And I shared a little bit about my fears with that, but I don't know, it was a hang up that I had, and I would not talk to people about coaching. I thought they would say, no, it's stupid, or no, like, I don't want to do this, or whatever. But this week, I literally talked to, how many people? 3, that's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I talked to 17 people about coaching this week. Wow. That's like my I've never talked to that many people about coaching. And you know what's interesting? Every person I've talked to about it, they're all like, yeah, give me more information. And I'm like, what? You what? Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, great. Yeah, great. I'm like freaking myself out. And you know what really changed about that is I just keep it real simple. When I talk to someone about coaching, I listen to what they're saying. I listen to what they go through. And I may be talking to this person first about like maybe wanting to think, oh, join my challenge group. But when you listen to what they're saying, this is where the magic happens. Because before I jump into, oh, tell me about your goals, Well, if you're already a personal trainer, if you're already posting amazing things, if you're already motivating people and doing everything that I'm doing as a coach on social media, chances are you probably are going to be a pretty good coach. So what I've done is made it real simple. Hey, this may sound crazy, but I'm watching your stuff. I've been following your journey. Have you ever thought about becoming a Beachbody coach like me? Period. And most of the time they say, well, what does that involve? What does that entail? And you know what I say? I'm like, well, one, you're pretty much already doing it. You're providing motivation and inspiration to people. You're being, you're being committed to your own health and wellness. And I think you'd be a great coach at this. And then I'll say is, and then so they're like, oh, really? Oh, I don't know. And I'll say, well, here, this is pretty much, and I tell them, this is pretty much what I do. I post on social media. I'm helping and motivating people. The big way that I build my business and make an income is by hosting monthly challenge groups. So I lead right away with every single month, I host a challenge group to help people to reach their goals. And I run it either on Facebook or I have this amazing app that I use. And it's just a great way for me to work with a lot of people all over the country every single month and being able to build a business off of that. Is that scary? No, it's straight to the point. I'm not bouncing around like, oh, you have to do this. It's like, no, basically I'm posting on social media, I'm working on myself, and I'm hosting a monthly challenge group with people to help them reach their goals. That's what I do. That's what coaching is. When you make coaching easy to understand what we do, people are no longer like, just be direct with people. And then I'll say, if you want, send me your email address. I'm going to send you a video to check out. Beachbody has a great video that you can send people. You invite them to our team calls, which they can come to every single week. And from there, let them decide and then just keep following up with them. What did you think of the video? What about that video stood out to you? That's how you can follow up. Thanks for watching the video. What was the one thing that stood out to you in the video? Well, I really liked how that one girl said that she was able to, retire her husband. Is that a goal that you have? Is that something you would like to do to ultimately allow your husband to no longer have to work so that way you guys can, be at home together with your kids and your family? Yeah. Well, Beachbody can help you do that. Let's strategize how to make that happen. Or maybe they say, hey, I was on your team call and I love, what was shared. I love that training. That was really great. Yeah, we have these calls every single week to make sure that you're going to get your business up and running perfectly and going, and you'll have support. You're not going to be alone in starting this, because I know if I had to start this business by myself, I would be lost. But we have tools, we have a tracker, we have a new coaches training, we have a team, we have team calls, we have all this stuff that can really help you. When you're just being honest and straightforward with people and not word vomit all over them about coaching and blah, 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 like people are like, what are you even talking about? They don't care about what Shakeology is. They don't care about what the product is. They want to know, what do you do? How do you make money? And can I do this? Those are the three questions that they're thinking. We make it a big to-do and make it real complicated for them to understand. It's all like, secretive. It's like, I think you'd be great because, one, you're already doing what I'm doing. The only thing that's making it different is you're not making money, and I can give you the tools, and I can give you the structure, and I can give you the process of how to turn what you're already doing into an income earning opportunity. Period. Let them decide. Send them a video. Have them talk to me. Have them, get on a team call. Send them a past team call. Send them Kanisha's call. Like, show them who we are and what we do. Stop talking to them and at them, and just give them the bare bones. Make it plain. Like, what's the Bible say? Like, make it plain. Just make it plain for them. And if they say no harm lost. You're still alive. They're still alive. They're probably still going to be your friend. The only difference now is you've planted a seed. And every time that they post on social media, they're going to be like, man, is this a post that could make me money? oh man, I see Allison. And if I'm sharing and recognizing people, which is the next thing, where I'm recognizing our coaches being successful, recognizing our challengers for hitting their goals, recognizing our team for hitting a great status, they're watching now. And they're like, oh, when Cheryl posted that she was able to pay off one of her debts with Beachbody, if you plant a seed with someone 3 months ago about coaching and they see that one, you're still here, 2, Beachbody is actually helping you, whether it's lose weight, get healthy, help your family get healthy, pay off debt, be healthier, be happier, be more fulfilled, less depressed, less stressed. We're watching because you planted that seed. But if you never ask them and they're already doing the things that most coaches are doing, you better believe there's going to be another coach who is not afraid to say, hey, have you ever thought about being a Beachbody coach like me, because you're already doing what I'm doing? And they're going to be like, yeah, actually I thought about that. And then when you finally get the courage to ask that person, they're like, oh, I'm already working with this other coach. And we want to be upset and mad. Like, but you knew I was a Beachbody coach. Yeah, but you never asked me. I didn't think that it was an opportunity. I didn't think it was available to me. I thought it was like your thing. And now this person is becoming a coach and is going to be an amazing coach because she has a coach or he has a coach that reached out to them and saw their potential. So just some things to think about. The last thing is posting on social media. So if you're on the call with Kanisha on Monday, she said she posts like 7 times a day. Now, if you don't have time to post 7 times a day, sometimes I don't have time to post 7 times a day, but I'm just making sure that I'm posting something and you're posting with purpose. But most importantly, when you're posting, most of your posts, like 85% of your posts, should simply just be you sharing your life. Sharing your recipes, sharing what you're eating, sharing your workouts, sharing how you're living your life. Like today, I posted that I went in the middle of the day, I went to the Conservatory of Flowers because I could. And someone says, I can't wait until I am able to just at a drop of a hat, just say, you know what, I'm going to go just do this for 2 hours because I can. And I was able to have a conversation with that person about their goals and their job and what they're looking to do and different things like that. But if you're not posting on social media, or if all you're doing is posting, actually I'll get off of this real quick. Posting, your selfie with Shakeology and, just like I drank my shake today. Like no one cares about that. People care about you. People care about your life. People care about what's going on. They care about who you are. They don't care so much about the products or the company. They care about you. That's what they're going to connect to. And people will decide who their coach is based off of who they connect with. And if you're just posting about products and and not really sharing about your life and your experiences and the highs and the lows and what you're going through and how you're, advancing and all these things, then they don't really get to know you. And all they know is that you're always posting some shake, but that's about it. So make sure that you're just being more open and sharing. I had this talk with Anna Marie, like maybe a couple of months ago. And I remember I just said, you do such a good job of sharing your workouts and your Shakeology and your personal development every single day. But I said, you're using your social media page as like your accountability when you should be doing, that's perfect in your groups. But if you're not sharing more about yourself and your life and your family, people really don't know who you are beyond that, especially if you're adding new people to your network. And I remember the post, she shared a picture of her nails. I knew that she liked getting her nails done and doing her nails and having these cute designs. And she just shared a picture of her nails. And then the following, 2 days later, she shared a picture, I think, of her grandson or her family, that they did something. And then a few days later, she shared, I didn't even know Anna Marie had a farm. And she shared her farm. And I'm like, I feel like I know so much more about her in this past week than what she's been sharing over the past few months that I've known her. And I was seeing that people were commenting and liking and responding to her post because they were able to see who she was. She was more than just Beachbody. And we are all more than Beachbody. Yeah, I'm a personal trainer, but I share my food, it's not always Shakeology, but I share healthy recipes. I share, crock pots. Everyone who knows me knows I love, shirts that have weird sayings on them. I love journals. I love personal development. I love traveling. I love having fun. I love dance. So I'm always posting my dancing videos of after work twerk, or me dancing in 6-inch heels in my Sexy Beast class, or teaching my boot camp, or doing ratchet ballet. Like, people, they're like, wow, this is really cool. And most people say, I love your dancing videos. Keep posting those. I love your motivation. I love your recipes. I love your Instagram stories where you're making fun of yourself for like not doing your hair and wearing makeup. Like, you're a real person. We can put all the pretty stuff up on social media, or we can hide behind Shakeology. We can hide behind this stuff. But if we do that, people don't know who we are, and they're going to go with someone that they connect with. So there's that. And then the last thing, you guys, is that I like with the business activity tracker. It just gives you some metrics of how many new customers, contacts did you get this week? How many new customers? How many new coaches? How many Success Club points did you get? What was your commission earned this week? What are your goals for the month? Each week, what are your weekly goals? And you can fill that out, and then you can keep track. So maybe your first time doing the business activity tracker, you only talk to 25 new contacts. But if you keep doing it and you save them, you'll see, like, wow, my very first week I talked to this many people. My second week I talked to 30 people. And the week after, and eventually you're going to see the correlation of how many check boxes you have, how many numbers of people, customers, coaches, successful points you've had, and your commission, how that all correlates together. And it'll start to make sense. It will start to make sense why you need to speak to 3 people a day, and how by building yourself and talking to 3 people a day and posting 3 times a day, that is the core of your business. And if you can do that, the conversations, the invitations, the follow-ups, the coaching opportunities, and the ability to recognize people will happen. But it can't happen if you're not inviting enough or adding enough people to your network. You're not posting on social media, and you're not doing your Shakeology, your personal development, and your workouts. Okay? So that's pretty much all that I had for you guys today with that. Do you guys have any questions about anything, about the business activity tracker? Like I said, I go through, I write everything down, and then what I've done is the things that are 0, I just highlight them yellow. So I know I have some improving to do. So this week, I didn't get any new customers. I have, thankfully, I have a business that runs where I have residual customers and people that are buying Shakeology and things like that. And I have a team, and I'm, have team cycle bonuses. But, it still is important for me, even me, to make sure that I'm getting all these numbers filled with new customers, new coaches, new Success Club points, and to see my income increase. So, putting that number of how much money you made that week, it'll be a great reminder. Like, okay, whatever that number is here, if you have a bunch of zeros, that number could triple if these numbers changed. This number is going to be indicative of this number, your Success Club points, which is going to be indicative of the new customers, contacts, and talent and coaches that you bring on your team. Those are the metrics that you want to follow. So this time next week, there are not going to be zeros here. I guarantee you that. There's going to be something in each one of these numbers here. I put that on everything. That's going to happen for me this upcoming week. So when you print it out, and then also what I did for this week, you can't really see, I hate that it's backwards, but I wrote at the top, who can I help today? Focus on the relationship. Those are 2 things I wrote to remember. And then I wrote, I am organized, I am focused, I am committed. When I was at Summit, Brendan Burchard did a small training for all the leaders on the team, or for Beachbody coaches, so 2-star diamonds and above. And he said, visualize your best self. And what does that look like? And pretty much it was like, what are you lacking? If you could be these 3 things, you would become your best version of yourself as a coach, as a leader. And I said, I want to be more organized. I want to be more focused. When I'm doing my power hour, I want to sit down and get focused. And I really want to be committed. I want to follow through on what I said I was going to do. So I got organized. So I print out the business activity tracker. Another thing that I did to get super, super organized was that I started to really utilize my calendar. So now my calendar is everything that I do, I put in my calendar. So there is nothing that goes undone. Everything is here. So I have lunch with people, when I have meetings with coaches, conference calls, meetings, when I teach my class, when I'm working on Beachbody, all these things I do now. You know, my morning routine from 6 to 7, that's my personal time every single day. And then you can print it out or, you know, whatever it is. But every single week, you know, when I have things I have to do, I block things off so that way nothing else goes there. So that was my way of getting organized. My way of getting focused was using the business activity tracker. This helps me stay focused in my business. So I'm making this a non-negotiable every single day. And then being committed is just my ability to really say, like, who did I help today? Did I focus on building relationships? Did I leave someone hanging? Did I not respond to an email? Did I not respond to something? That's how I stay committed to my people, through those follow-ups, through that. That keeps me connected with the people that I've claimed that I want to help. But if I say I want to help someone, I get them in a challenge group, and then I leave them hanging, then I'm not the coach that I say that I want to be. So that's definitely something to think about for you guys. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I'm just going through. Does anyone have any questions or anything? I'm just going through. So Sheila, you said, what if they came to you? That's adding people to your network. That's the same thing as adding someone to your network. So if they come to you, you're still adding them to your network because that's a new person who's in your network. And when they start coming to you, that means you're doing something right. Right. No longer are you chasing after people because of what you're sharing and because now you're creating quality, consistent content.
Right. And that's what I noticed this week. I noticed that I am starting to get more people coming to me. This particular person, I guess she kind of ruffled my feathers a little bit because I wasn't a friend with her, but she reached out to me, and then she was one of those people who I'm willing to do whatever I need to do to lose weight, this, that, and the third. And so when I started talking to her about the challenge group, then that's when she just automatically just cut me off. Well, I'm not buying Shakeology. Okay, well, you don't have to buy Shakeology, but here are some other options. And then her thing was that she didn't want to purchase anything, period. So I guess I just kind of got offended in my head or whatever, because I'm like, I know you don't think I'm going to sit here and coach you for free. I'm already doing that. I need you to purchase something, do something, So what you said tonight, it made sense. I just really need to just talk to more people, because when I do get people like that or whatever, then it won't be such of an annoyance to me.
And in those situations too, I'm like, okay, well, if you're not willing to, to do that, then that's fine. I have my free accountability group. You can be a part of that. And, that's pretty much it. That I don't know, I use that group, and you have a very active group, so you will. But what I would say is when people are like, I'm not buying anything, you know what that signals to me? That you've been burned by someone or something in the past. Someone else has got you for the okie doke, made you sign up for stuff. You've already spent a lot of money on shakes and powders and pills. And I didn't even say that. I'm like, you know what? I completely understand. Like, you know what? You're probably, or I'll ask, what's your hesitation for purchasing anything? Like, and I'll say, like, I'm not trying to make a sale at this point. Like, I'll put you in my group, but like, is there a reason why? And they'll say, well, yeah, I've already tried this. It doesn't work. And I'm like, okay, well, like, then I'm like, let's talk about it. Like, how were you using the shakes that you had before? Did you have a trainer? Like, trying to understand why it didn't work for you then. And if you can understand why it didn't work for them then, and if you honestly believe that you can make it work for them now, then I tell them, okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think the biggest reason why it didn't really work is because you didn't really have the structure. you were drinking the shakes, but if you weren't really eating clean and following a program, the shakes, and I'll be honest, like same thing with Shakeology. If you're drinking Shakeology, but you're still eating like crap and you're only working out when you want to, you're not going to get results. Right? It doesn't work that way. It doesn't matter what shake you're drinking. I think Shakeology is amazing, but I also know that it requires more than just drinking one shake a day. So, maybe that's where the challenge group can be a little bit different. And you know what, if you don't want to join for the full thing, I totally get it. Why don't we start you with a fitness program? Or why don't you just join, maybe I'll add you to my challenge group for a week and you can try the Beachbody On Demand for 14 days and make the commitment to check in for 14 days with the program and follow the nutrition guide and see if that makes a difference. Because it will if they do it. But if they don't do it, then at the end of the day, it won't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not going to matter because they're just not there yet. And it's more so on them. It didn't work because you weren't working yet. And at that point, when you're in my challenge group and I'm your coach, I'm your coach. I'm not going to make you feel good. I'm not here to make you feel good about yourself. So at the end of the 14-day trial, and I check in with you and say, hey, how's it going? I just ran out of time. I was like, you know what? I think this is really where the issue lies. Because you had access to a fitness program for 14 days for free. And you didn't take advantage of it.
You didn't do it.
And I think that's really it. And so the bigger question is, how can we help you to figure this out so you can make the commitment? What do we need to talk about? Because there's clearly a block. And what I don't want you to feel like is that you can't be successful in this. You can, but you're going to have to make some sacrifices and some changes. And that's your issue. Because if you knew that you could pay $160 for a challenge pack and get amazing results, but it's all on you to do it, I can't work out for you, I can't drink Shakeology for you, and I can't eat clean for you. Mm-hmm. If I could, I would, but I can't. So I got to worry about myself. So sometimes, depending on if you feel comfortable, and the first time you do it, it's awkward. It's very, very awkward when you first do it because you're like, oh my gosh, I feel so bad. Like, I can't believe I'm doing this. And if they get upset, good. Because you are not letting them lean on their excuses anymore. So that's kind of how I take it. But in that same breath, if you say no or you're being so adamant about it, that's fine. Okay, I'll put you in my group and I'm going to move on to the next person who is ready, willing, and able. Before I start the challenge group, I say, there are people who are ready, willing, and able to work with me today. And I thoroughly believe that. And I say that to myself, and I get started on my power hour and just keep it going. So don't stress yourself out about it. But yeah, you're right. Like, they're gonna ruffle your feathers.
Yeah. Sure.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Hey guys, what's up? Sorry about my tardiness. My AC would completely. First my TV, then my AC. Yeah, it's been a rough couple of weeks, and it's hot and humid in New York. But yeah, I had a. You guys are right, man. For me, I can just say I just have to be consistent. Since August, yesterday, believe it or not, I just started to say, all right, you know what, Mike, let's start looking for people, as far as Facebook and Instagram, and let me just find some people that I think, need some help. I try to target certain people and things of that nature, people that has decent pages and stuff like that looks pretty professional. And ever since I've been doing that from yesterday to today, I mean, it's like it's not even those people that I was having conversations with. It was the actual people that were following me for the last 2 months, while I was doing this insanity, now starting to talk to me too. And then I changed my profile pic to my results pic. And 2 people that I friended that same day just hit me up and was like, Mike, what do you do? How did you get that? How did you get that? I was like, oh, snap. Like, this actually works. I don't know if it was something that I didn't believe in, but it's like, for every video you see from Beachbody coaches, Nelson, in terms of the structure, how we're supposed to do this, and using the business activity tracker, and doing this it works. And there's no reason for any of us to reinvent the wheel for real. It works. And other things are gonna happen. Other people will hit you up. For one person that tells you no, is gonna say, hey, I want to work out. Somebody hit me up on LinkedIn, because I started posting, on LinkedIn. I mean, I didn't get anybody from LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, somebody just asking me about fitness, all of a sudden. So it's like things that are outside of what we're doing. I mean, as far as people that have been following you and you never knew, they're just going to start popping up as well because you're doing, the 3 vital things that we're supposed to do in Beachbody. So we got to just kind of have faith in those things, So, and I don't really, like I said, I try to make my content and on my postings as good as possible. I think videos really work because people like to watch cool videos. So I just try to make it as real and as interesting as possible. Sometimes, be a little goofy, be a little funny, man. People enjoy happiness, So I posted some streets in New York, like 6.5 streets. Like people were like, what the hell is that? So it draws people to your page, as well as Instagram. So I think for me, I just got to be consistent on just being me, and doing my life, and focusing on the people that I feel I can help and who probably needs help, and then the ones that hit me up. But I think that's what we gotta do. We gotta stay consistent. That's key. That's gonna drive the numbers up. And you said it earlier, Allison. It adds up. Those numbers add up. As far as I've been doing my calculations as far as getting paid and all that stuff. Man, that's a wow. That's all.
Absolutely. So yeah, that's it. Just being consistent with those numbers. It's such a big deal. And that's it. Like if we're doing our job of sharing and being an open book, then when we add people to our network, or like in Shailen's case or in Michael's case, when people are like just following you, that's a sign that you're doing something right. People are coming to you because they're like, I want to stay connected to this person because they're sharing really good stuff and I'm motivated, I'm inspired by them. And at that point, taking that time something as simple as just saying, hey, thanks so much for following me. Like, I really appreciate that. Like, how's your day going? Yet again, you don't have to be like, well, tell me about your goals. Tell me about what's going on. Like, no, just talk to them like a normal person. If you met someone, if you met someone out and they just said, hey, I really like your blouse. Would you respond with, oh, thanks. What are your fitness goals? Like, you can do that. That's so weird. And we are so quick to like, okay, I said in my process, what are your fitness goals? And it's like, and so like, how's your day going? What's going on? Oh, I see that you also love crock pots. Me too. What's your favorite recipe? Now you have a common connection. When I got into coaching, Brittany found me because I was talking about coaching cheerleading. That's how we connected. It wasn't over fitness, food. It was literally over coaching cheerleading. And it was a stranger that I met on Twitter. And from there, we just built a relationship. And then she thought, you know what? I think you'd be really good at this. I had no clue still how she found me at all. But she did. And I'm so grateful that she did. But she didn't hit me with the, hey, you'd be a great coach. Hey, what are your fitness goals? And I still had really no clue what coaching was, even when I signed up. Like, this is cool. I just signed up. So I just wanted to kind of share that with you guys and really kind of let you guys know that with the business activity tracker, it really is a great way to stay structured with your business. And if you have questions about, have questions about it or whatever, I'm always going to say, go back to the business activity tracker first and see where you can improve. And if you're inviting people every day and you're still not seeing something, then that's when I'm going to say, let me see your screenshots. Let me see the conversations you're having with people. Because somewhere in the interaction, you're either freaking people out or you're not following up properly. But if you're doing all the stuff on the BAT and you're still not seeing numbers move, then there's a disconnect in just your approach. And that's an easy fix. But you know what I can't fix? Inconsistency. I can't help you grow your business if you're inconsistently doing things. I can easily say, send me a screenshot of what's going on, and I can say, try this. And typically it works. And it's not because, I remember Anna Marie once said to me, you always know what to say. Well, I've been doing this for 7 years. I hope after 7 years I know what to say. If I don't, then you guys have the wrong leader, sponsor, coach, and I will just defer you to someone else. It took practice. It took a while. And my objective, and we didn't have this when I started. We didn't have a structure. It was just kind of like, go out there and inspire people and be amazing, which was fun, but it wasn't structured. And so a lot of things that I'm learning and have learned and trying to teach our team is to speed up the process. So hopefully this was helpful for you guys. If you get anything out of this, thanks, Anna Marie. Just print out the business activity tracker, add people, follow through it. If you're still struggling with what to say, we can have that conversation. I can forward you how I talk to people. I can have, we can role play. I'm all up for role playing. I did that with Tynesha the other day, where I said, before you respond to this person, respond to me first. How would you respond to me? And we went back and forth for like 5 minutes until I said, and I didn't tell her what to say. I just kept challenging her. But why is that important? Why this? Till she finally, it clicked. So, if you need help with that, I'm here. But again, if you're only doing things when you want to, or, then it's a little bit harder for me to help you with that. So I know it's late on the East Coast, so I will let you guys go. Another thing is next week, I'm not going to be home. And so I don't know if I'll make it in time for the team call. I don't know if I'll be in front of a computer or with a phone. I might be on like a train coming back home, depending on how late I'm done with this consulting job that I'm doing next week. So I'm going to move our team call to Monday. And maybe Monday we can make that team call a role play. So that way if you can't make it, then you can at least listen to it at some point. And maybe what I'll do is have each person kind of come with, a conversation or an objection, and you can just give me verbatim, like print it out and just read what they say, and I'll respond the way I think that may work. So maybe we'll do that on Monday. So there'll be Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern, and then those who are on our Team Cup call, Team Cup team, will be right after that. So we'll do it that way. So that way, at least I don't want to say we're going to be on track on Wednesday and then I'm stuck on a train or I'm stuck in a car and can't have you guys just waiting around for me. So that's just me being proactive and hopefully staying organized, focused, and committed to you guys to do that. So we will be same time, different day. Okay. And that call will be a roll call type of call. So I will get that scheduled and get that up into the group. If you guys have any questions, I know some people had Bible study tonight. So if you have any questions, let me know, but I'll let you guys go. Thank you guys so much and have a good